So, A Tiger in the Zoo, Class 10th by Leslie Norris. This poem contrasts a tiger in the zoo with a tiger in its natural habitat. The poem moves from the zoo to the jungle and back again to the zoo. Read the poem silently once and say which stanzas speak about the tiger in the zoo and which ones speak about the tiger in the jungle. Coming to the poem, so we can see here it is written imagery. So imagery is when something provokes our five senses. Okay, so a tiger in the zoo, when we go on reading this poem, we can imagine the tiger actually sitting in the zoo or actually moving in the jungle. So it provokes our sense of imagination. Therefore, the whole poem is an imagery. It is a figure of speech. Now coming to the first stanza. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. So the first line, he stalks in his vivid stripes. Stalks, walks. So he walks in his bright stripes. So as we know, there are bright stripes present on the body of a tiger, and above here you can see it is written personification, which means that giving human qualities to other living organisms or non-living organisms. So he is a pronoun used for male gender, right, in humans. So it is given to tiger. Okay, so this is personification. The few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet. Here pads means paws. Velvet is a metaphor for soft. Velvet here means, velvet as we know is a soft cloth. Okay, so the soft cloth is compared to his soft legs or paws, right? So here we have metaphor. Okay, velvet cloth compared to his soft paws. In his quiet rage, quiet means being quiet, rage means angry. So they both are opposites. Opposites next to each other means oxymoron. It is a figure of speech. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass, near the water hole where plump deer pass. So he should be lurking in shadow. As we know here, SH sound is repeating in the starting of two words. So it is alliteration. He again personification, sliding through the long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. Plump here means healthy or fat deer. Okay, and lurking means hiding. He should be hiding in the shadows, sliding through the long grass near the water hole where fat or healthy deer pass. Okay, so they hunt or prey the deer, right? So, plump, pass, P sound repetition means alliteration. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. He should be snarling around houses. Snarling means angrily roaring. So this is a sound word. Therefore, we have the figure of speech here, onomatopoeia. At the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, his and his repeated repetition, terrorizing the village. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. So, here we can see that he is locked behind the concrete cell. Inside the concrete cell means a cage. Concrete cell, CC alliteration. His strength behind bars, B alliteration. Now here we can see written, metonymy is written. Means it is a figure of speech when something is mentioned as its attribute. Means our body has strength, right? So the tiger's body or the tiger is behind the bars of the cage, right? So therefore it is metonymy. Means giving a very relatable word to express actual sense. This is known as metonymy. Stalking or walking the length of his cage. The length of his cage is very small. He's able to walk only in that small area, ignoring visitors. He hears the last voice at the night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant or bright eyes at the brilliant stars. So again we have he personification, here also his personification. So by reading this poem we can figure out that in the first stanza the tiger is in the zoo, in the second and third tiger is in the jungle, while in the last two stanzas it is again in the zoo. Thank you.